going to be enough for us because we are ready to get things underway. eUnited versus FaZe Clan, and we're going to hand it over to our casters, Merc and Maven.
Thank you so much, Katie. Yes, we're excited to go. I feel like we've been hanging tight for quite a few hours now, but time to get in the mix, pal. Should be a great time.
It's been a while, right? I mean, since the Pro League,
yeah,
we had a little bit of a break. So, yeah, a lot of roster changes. eUnited FaZe should be a great match. I'm looking forward to it.
And this is a special venue for you, Joe. The last time you were here, what happened?
I was holding a trophy.
You were. You sure were. But now, 5 years later, we'll get into this next best
5 years later, here I am with you. That's just much better position.
It's an upgrade, absolutely. But it's eUnited versus FaZe Clan as we take a look over the overall best of 5. That's your Astro Gaming Series layout. And this is a match that I think, you and I are really excited for this. We have this and 100 Thieves vs. Optic today. Both matches, I think, just filled with superstars. But for me, I know FaZe won that game. They were the biggest question mark, I think, for me coming into this entire tournament. Yeah. Talent abound. But if things go sour, where's the leadership? But, if they start out hot and they're winning, who the hell knows?
I think the big thing is they do go to a Game 5 early on, right? That's where we
test
question
them early,
right? Where's the leadership going to be 5 games into it? Who's going to call those rounds? And, well, I mean, you win 6-1, 6-2 against CG. Not the toughest opponent, much more formidable here. But, I mean, that's a great start for FaZe.
Well, it's a great start in the opening hard point as well, as they drop everybody on the side of eUnited, and they'll start to rack up time at the central truck. We'll see if they can retain control of the hard point, also the right side of the minimap. But a pinch coming in now is at number 2. It's Pristini starting to push through hole in the wall. He actually opts to wrap all the way to the back. Celian, though, has him lined up.
And I'll tell you what, obviously, we haven't been able to watch scrims either, right? I know a lot of fans want to watch the streams and just figure out who's doing well with all the roster changes. And well, there was a couple of teams, every time I talked about how was practice online, who was playing well, because we have to talk to people. We don't know just as much as the rest of the guys. And, well, I mean, there was 4 teams. It was Optic, it was 100 Thieves, and it was eUnited and FaZe who were playing very well online. However, we know FaZe in the past, a solid online team. Yeah. Optic in the past, a great online team where they're going to a Game 5 with Enigma 6 already. So we'll see if it pays off.
This is probably the most excited I've been for an event in quite some time, just because you think about it, 8 out of our 16 Pro League teams changed. That's half of your teams have changed. And like you said, there weren't a lot of scrims going on, so we didn't get to see a lot of these new look squads, actually how they're performing in scrims. It's just all hearsay, talking to teams like you mentioned. So this is going to be absolutely exhilarating stuff as we see what a lot of these new squads are capable of. But so far early on, it's eUnited pushing out to a significant lead, up about 40 points as we'll start to focus on the next rotation here in a matter of seconds over towards Tree. You can see 3 players from FaZe already there watching the push towards back alley. They've got 2 members set up as well, but this is good stuff from eUnited early on.
I mean, just look at the stats. This is a very slow game so far. Like, you look at the FaZe side, the most, you have engagements you have is 4 or 5. So there hasn't been a lot. They've really respected the side of eUnited and their rotations, and now it's their turn. Can eUnited break on it? You have Pristini on a 5 spree. And what FaZe is set up, everything that they want. You have 0 inside that hard point. Abizi does find 1, but Asim able to answer it back, but that's 3 dead, and there we go, FaZe. They hold on to that first push.
They hold on, they shut down the streak potential, maybe coming in for Pristini as well, and Simp continues to go off, finds 2, a third, gets beamed as well.
I thought they held off.
Yeah, and he has been a great addition. We know statistically how excellent he was during the Pro League as his tear continues to go, just finessing with the slide across. The help comes in from Arcides, now 175 off streaks as he's showing he can do it on the big stage as well.
Yeah, now you have 20 seconds left if you're FaZe and you have to worry about the rotation. They're trying to set up a pinch. Number 6 and 10, 0 in scraps. Have to stay alive at this moment as the rest of their team is gonna try and push on through this hill. But Sim trying to stay alive, able to get that lightning strike. Can he find the Hellstorm? He's in a world of trouble, but I love this play. Just back up to your teammates, get that early time, get those points, that'll be your streaks.
His teammate drops in the back, but yes, there, like you said, able to get the Hellstorm. Now what else can he do? The cluster in, the damage through, his teammates looking over him. He's surviving everything, it seems. Finally, he drops, but Pristini, his teammate, does manage to pick up 2. So we mentioned a 50-second or so advantage for eUnited just a minute ago. They're still going to retain that as we focus into offense, but Simp will have a couple extra tools to use.
Yeah, FaZe though still spawning in the back. They're able to find 3 kills. Simp, could he find another 2-piece? Not able to do so. But there was a little bit of a pinch. That was Pristini who went around, and now you can see those blue arrows starting to be in the back. But is this the time that you want with 20 seconds left? I mean, they have the streaks though, right on Simp, so they can rotate a little bit late. That top middle hill, it's a great position to use a lightning or a Hellstorm.
Well, Let's see if he opts to use it if they lose control, but they've got Clayster set up, and Simp going to be in position here to do damage as well. Clayster gets picked by the ICR of Zero early on in the early hold from this hard point. But the reinforcements are here. One slides through, cleans that up, challenge the second, and the third. Him and Abizi combined to burn most of the side of FaZe as the gunfights continue to go their way. But now a pinch opportunity behind Celium, but as soon as I call that out, Abizi takes off his face.
And this is great for eUnited because you still have those streaks. Now he's going to call in the Hellstorm as a team, able to find three kills in a row for him, trying to stay alive. And well, they're able to at least waste one Lightning. Grab Slam now in that streak for Asim. He's going to try and stay up, get that Hellstorm. But a great job by FaZe so far on this middle hill.
Yeah, it's one of those where he didn't have 3 people in front of him. Isn't going to be the prettiest of grab slams, but it secures a streak, which could be good to counteract what Simp has been able to pick up. But now eUnited eclipsing the 140 mark with 15 seconds remaining in the first hard point in our second rotation. But as you take a look at the minimap, it's FaZe that's going to be set up for next. And I feel like, Joe, this is a make or break moment for FaZe Clan.
Yeah.
You've got to have a solid hold here, or you're about to get smoked on this map one.
This is the second or third time where they've been in early rotation. They've been in the positions that they want. Now, can they hold on? Watch that number 8. Can they buy enough time for Celium to go on the pinch? Clayster able to find one. Abizi with the second, and no, they won't. As Celium gets taken down, Simp pops the War Machine. Another clean break out of eUnited.
And that might have just broken the back of FaZe Clan. That breakthrough, this might get eUnited the 200-point mark. They'll be up 100 plus. That could have been the big final break eUnited needed, but don't count FaZe Clan out quite yet.
Still Simp with the War Machine. Like, we don't see this that often. Even his own teammate Abizi gets taken down, but FaZe, they have to be on top of Flak Jacket.
They definitely weren't in that particular scenario. I mean, the first time they went down kind of big, this is where they made a bit of a run at Tree, but the lead so much larger. Like last time I called it out, it was about 50-point advantage when we headed to this same part in the first set of rotations. Now up over 100 is eUnited. eUnited looking to bounce back from a first series loss. They desperately, Joe, they desperately need to get a win on the board here.
I mean, when you talk about pools A, B, and C, all three, just so many solid teams. We're not exactly sure who's going to get out. I think for most people, though, when you looked at Pool C, it was eUnited. Like, I guarantee who's going to get out of there. So, yeah, to drop that first game, that was a big deal.
Absolutely need a win, but FaZe, maybe this is where you can start to mount some semblance of a comeback. It'll be Asim inside, looking to do the dirty work with the SOG. Both teams just controlling opposite sides of the showers. The flood comes in, and look at all the kills. The kill feed lights up blue. It's eUnited that's able to get the break, and with 25 seconds remaining, just puts them closer and closer to closing out this game one in a big, convincing fashion.
And there was a big change to the game recently, right? We talked about those specialists being earned over time versus score. When they're earned over time recently, you know, in previous tournaments, what would happen is this second half of the game, FaZe would just start to earn their specialists. They would start to get those to have a chance to get back in the game. But right now, Zuma, he's not going to get TAC 5 until down the close. Scrap's not even close to that War Machine quite yet. Zero as well. When you're having a bad game, you're going to get even punished more now.
So yeah, is this basically just a lot less comeback scenarios for you?
Yes.
With the change?
Yeah.
Well, FaZe Clan won't have the added utility to try and make it. They have just been smoked throughout. You think there's even more of kind of a snowball effect. You start hot, you can certainly retain that advantage. But now just 21 more points needed for eUnited. They have control inside of the broken building. There's 2 players from FaZe that have a chance to make a play. Nice strafe from Asim to win a gunfight in the back, but they've still got to get in and contest for 4 or 5 seconds.
I mean, even if they get in, you go to top middle again, you still have those streaks on Simp. It's going to be so tough. So they finally do get in. Nice kills from Celium and Scraps. Scraps having a bit of a slow game. At one point, he was 6 and 16. So I guess maybe one positive down the end is he's starting to get a little heated up for game 2. But Clayster, he's going to get the hill. They'll be about a second away from closing out game 1.
I said FaZe had to contest just a few seconds to try and get the reinforcements there to maybe hold on. They were able to do that, but now it's just 2 points needed. There they go. The kill feed once again, all blue in eUnited. They come out hot in map 1, Joe.
Yeah, it just starts out with Simp, right? Just that hill number 3 was so big. FaZe go down about 50 or 60 points. They give up the rotation on hill number 2, and you know, you respect that. But hill 3, you get the setup you want. You have all 5 players in showers around that dojo area. Simp's like the last guy alive, and he gets 3 kills. That trade has to be more effective.
Well, you talked a little bit about the change, obviously, to your accrual with regards to the specialists and how we think it's obviously going to change those comebacks, maybe from the team getting smoked early on. But I guess I want to ask you, do you think it helps or hurts any kind of play style? Like, is there a team you think it really benefits, or not really?
I mean, there's always going to be teams, like I think back to, you know, a couple of those older, like the Midnight roster that was so good with those specialists, like they're not maybe going to be able to use those comebacks. I mean, any team that's effective with specialists, yeah, of course that's going to hurt them, but you just have to earn them. I mean, if you have a solid game, if it's back and forth, if you have that, you know, back and forth game in hardpoint, you should be able to get those specialists.
But yeah, even more than ever though, you can't start slow. You just got to come out strong. Yeah. You cannot start slow or you're just at risk of getting buried. Like we saw just happen to FaZe Clan. But FaZe, at least for them, they won their first series. eUnited, the ones that held the loss through that first best of 5 when they got into CWL London. So you're feeling okay still if you're FaZe Clan, but that map 1, there wasn't a whole lot to feel good about at all.
No, but before we get into game 2, we're going to look at game 5 between Optic and E6. Optic right now up 4-2. This is a big game. I mean, Optic with a disappointing finish at Fort Worth. You know, they get top 8. Talked about some role changes that went down. You have the grapple back on Karma.
Well, top 12, right? Or was it top 8? I thought it was top 12, wasn't it?
Could have been.
Yeah, because top 6, I think, for E6. Maybe I misspoke. I don't know. It's been a while. But I just knew it wasn't very good. It wasn't what they expected.
Not what we expected.
Yeah. But they do have 2 rounds to work with and the Lightning as they start to push this offensive aggression forward.
This is such a big match for Optic because after this they play Reciprocity and then later tonight they play 100 Thieves. So to lose your first match against E6, who you would say is the weakest team in this pool, that would just be scary for Optic.
Yeah. It's not a gimme, but this is the one you need to win. I mean,
yeah.
I know E6 is coming off the top 6 and maybe made some improvements to the roster, but this is one you absolutely have to win. Scump gets the final kill. That's a 5th round on the board, and Optic Gaming just need to get one more there to close out that game 5. They're firmly in control of that final map.
Yeah, but even going to a game 5, I mean, that's not I don't think the start that they wanted.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, we've seen that happen. Like, what was it? It was LG back before they won the event at Fort Worth. I think they were down 2-0, had to perform a reverse sweep in their first best of 5. Everyone was on them early. It doesn't always matter how you start. I mean, I know we've talked about that with the specialist change. You got to start strong. But overall, over the course of the weekend, it's how you finish. Just get yourself to Sunday, and then it's how you perform.
Get yourself to the winner's bracket.
That's true. Well, we'll take a look at what could be the final round in this 5th map. Defense for Optic Gaming. They've got control of top mid. The first blood, though, and a second kill goes the way of Enigma 6. That'll give them advantage, but it's just for a moment. Trades go back and forth. 3-2 to E6, now into a 2v2 with 60 seconds remaining on the clock. Jetly's able to get bomb. Nice slide and challenge out of him. It's all going to be on Crim6 to now clutch.
Yeah, but he's got that ICR with the FMJ, able to make it a 1 versus 1 against Frosty. Frosty does have bomb. Crim just going to back away now, and Frosty's going to start to plant this. So Crim's going to have time. He's going to know the areas that he's in. He's got a Sog and Maddox, so you definitely don't want to take a long-range gunfight. I like this play to stay inside the pipes, but the timing doesn't go his way. Just able to get away and pop that stim.
Crim gives him a bit of a haircut, but then he snaps! He snaps and takes the 1v1, and that'll be the map, the round, the series to Optic Gaming.
And this is big for Optic because I think if you look back at Fort Worth when they lost some game 5s, I remember talking with Teep and just some of the guys, it's just like they weren't aggressive on the map. They weren't making those quick decisions. They were slow. They were always reacting. They weren't forcing other teams to react. And the other thing that I noticed, TJ, I believe at the time was 9-5. The reason you pick up TJ and Dashy at the start of this year, that first roster change was for Search and Destroy. Vegas got things done.
They were like
2 of the top 5.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. After that, that's when TJ starts to slow down and things get a little out of whack.
I still remember when I talked to Dashy at Fort Worth. I was like, what's going wrong?
Yep.
He's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like we're just not getting enough kills on the map. Like, we're playing the right way. But, like, I think it was hard for him to explain because he was frying for most of the event. Like, Dashy was playing well. So I think when you're that guy and you're destroying and your team's still losing, there's, like, a bit of a question mark in your head. But it was kind of weird to hear him. He's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why we're not winning maps. But, what was it? Crim said he feels they're in better form than Vegas, right?
But I believe that's what he said,
yeah. All right. Well, we'll see if they can make a run this weekend. But now we'll head back to our series, which will be eUnited FaZe Clan. If you're just joining us, eUnited, they struck first. They won it convincingly. And we'll see if they can keep it going. Colors swapped, which is definitely going to screw with my head at some point during this Search and Destroy.
There's some room in eUnited. You'll be all right.
That's true. Oh, no, they're not swapped. We see the name swapped at the top, actually. The colors are correct. So we see FaZe and eUnited swapped. We can get that fixed, then we'll be good to go. But it was a first blood from Simp that was able to hit the snipe. One player left up for FaZe Clan. It will be Zuma. Wins the first, still a lot of work to do. They slide off it, challenge. There comes in the kill in the first round, eUnited.
And the big thing for FaZe right now is this is the Game 5 that you won already. This was a big Game 5 win where they're able to win 6-1, 6-2 against CG, so they have some repetitions. But a big first round for eUnited. And yeah, we talked about roster changes, but another roster change, if you want to talk about it with eUnited, is they did switch coaches, right? FaZe is coaching these guys, so we'll see if they've made any improvements under his wing.
What do you expect from him as a coach? I mean, obviously you played against him quite a bit during your career.
We know
him in a friendly kind of matter, but what do you think about him as a coach?
I mean, I think if there's one game mode where I think just screams FaZe to me, it is Search and Destroy. Like, they should be great under his coaching. And
under his tutelage?
Yeah, exactly. We saw what Simp was able to do in the Pro League, not under him. So we'll see what happens the way they evolve. But you heard Nameless on the desk. He wants to see more from other players, not just Simp and aBeZy. He wants to see the other guys step up.
1-0 to eUnited. It was Simp Sniper with the opening pick in the last round. Now it's Scrap's chance to do so. He's given a couple chances, but not on target. I know he was on Hot Mic yesterday. He was struggling with the jet lag a little bit. You wouldn't think of it from these guys because they're from here, but they've been living in the States for so long. He was a dead man walking for the most part yesterday.
Yeah, jet lag doesn't matter where you're from.
Okay, he's fine. He's feeling fine as he's now connected on to 5v3 advantage for FaZe as he begins to fly forward with that pistol, but everyone drops around him. Things becoming unhinged now for FaZe.
Yeah, and also unhinged for you as you throw your microphone a 1 versus 2
the whole box show. I threw it all.
He's able to find one, now a 1 versus 1. He's read it correctly, and Simp able to win the round for eUnited.
Holy smokes, it's 5v3 for FaZe. They get the 2 opening picks. I literally got so excited that I threw my communication box off of its little desk here.
Yeah.
Wow, but Simp, what a play to close out the round. And I think that is a painful one for FaZe. And that's one of those rounds you lose. It's like, all right, who's that leader to keep them focused, make them rebound after a decimating kind of punch to the throat in that type of round.
And I still think for eUnited, if you look back at Fort Worth, they had such a slow week, a slow Friday where they end up finishing last. So the fact that they're able to bounce back so far in this second match after dropping the first one says a lot to me.
Well, Simp, he had a big game 1. Now he's 5-0 in game 2 already. He's 125 off streaks, and he's got the sniper out once again. Earned him the first blood in the first round. Easy shot, but he's not able to connect. The help is there. Tries to get the cluster through to back him up for a moment. Able to heal up and try to maybe reposition, but he knows they've still got a positioning here top hallway.
Yeah, you can see the rotation coming in from FaZe. aBeZy is going to spot Zero. I don't think so. So Zero is in the water right now. And I don't know if he's going to hear that, but there we go. They're going to back on down. The bomb is still down top hallway. So eUnited, they've read this correctly. I don't know what information they have, but they know the rotation's there. They're not seeing anybody towards this A side.
3v3, 35 seconds now on the clock. aBeZy patrolling top bar. Will he get caught? He can't take the gunfight. Maybe add some cover to work with, but he's not able to use it. Now it's all going to be on Simp. And the big thing here for Simp is you are close to these streaks. Can you get away with this round with your life and or streaks?
Well, the good thing for them is they went towards that B side. So FaZe is going to be on the opposite side of the map. Now we're going to have a bit of hide and seek for about 45 seconds. As you said, Simp just wants to stay alive. And do FaZe throw any bodies at him? Are they going to try and hunt him down and trade it out, or just take it to the next round?
I mean, from his stat line, it's very evident to them that he's close to streaks. They give him a chance, and he makes them pay. Now maybe a more manageable situation. He's earned the Lightning. It's a 1v2, but with 30 seconds on the clock, are you thinking about going for this, or are you just playing the next streak?
I think the way he's playing, he's thinking about going for this right now. He's going to find the timing on Scraps with the pistol. 20 seconds left, but Celium was up top, able to trade the kill.
If he gets away with his life there, knows his position, he might just hop it. Or hold it with the snipe and able to hit it. I mean, Celium, I'll tell you what, you needed to hit those shots because that might have got very, very scary if it went down to 1 versus 1.
And I love the confidence from Simp though, right? Just find that first snipe and say, screw it, I'm going for this.
Well, by the time I got the line out, it was pretty obvious he was going for it. But as soon as he hit the shot, I was like, oh God, what's he going to do here? Just play for it, play your life, or go for it. And he still gets the streak. So that's
again,
the most important
I think if
thing.
there's one mode where the specialist stuff is really going to be relevant. It's here. It's in Search and Destroy. So Sim's already halfway through, and you'll see 7-1 is only halfway to that War Machine.
It's wild how different it is. Well, Scraps has been back down. Opening gunfight, Clayster takes first blood to eUnited once again. It's about to be a bloodbath towards the B site. They start to funnel in. Bristini wins it. It's a cluster. That's the counter, though. So a 5v3 quickly becomes a 3v3. Big connection there from Scraps.
Able to change that round 7-3. I said towards the end of the game one, you could tell that his stat line was starting to turn around 180 because he's had a very slow start. And that quick ending really transpired into game two. Now bomb planted, 3 versus 3. All of FaZe gonna get together in a busy. He's just gonna spot this and back away. They even slow him down just a little bit, but he's out.
And just look at the minimap. They get stunned. No movement. Probably waste about 5 seconds off their push. His time is starting to dwindle. They've got to go. Abizi's holding the edge. First gunfight goes this way. The trade does come through. Now a 2 versus 2. Sub 20 seconds on the clock. Arseny's trying to hold that sneaky angle.
Yep, you went on the flank, went all the way around. Just gonna check the bomb in a spot 0. Now he's gonna play his life. Good job by Clay. And Arseny's doesn't overcommit. If Arseny's overcommits there's a timing where they don't see Clay. So they probably turn around, think he's gonna reflame, they're able to find him. But because Arseny stays alive, plays that back fence, allows Clay to get in the position to make the play.
Good call, heads up play from Clay and Arseny's as they're able to clutch up and now take a 3-1 edge in this search and destroy. So far, eUnited has had FaZe's number. And it's good you see Clay bouncing back after what was, I didn't get the full stat line from it. It was not a good opening series from him.
And again, I think with the roster changes and really Arseny's the form he can get in, while we expect a lot from Clay, you know, he's always been a superstar, he doesn't have to be. He has to just be a solid, consistent AR. He's always going to have the opportunity to take over games, but there's not immense pressure.
Well, especially with the young additions to this
exactly.
team. You think about Abizi and Semp. Yeah, I think it's definitely taken a little bit of the pressure off him to have to perform. He can have those trash maps and maybe they still get away with it. But when he's really performing well, that's just a silver lining for the eUnited side. But man advantage to FaZe Clan as they pushed up through top bar. Abizi patrolling that mid connector. No eyes on anyone towards them, but here comes the collapse. They come soaring in. Asim able to get the first, but it will be traded out. Simp now sliding, diving, dipping, trying to get out of garage with his life, but he's not able to do so. Abizi will rotate back in, but he gets a kill and then immediately falls. Clayster now, a chance to clutch with 30 seconds on the clock. He's got to get it done against Zero and Zuma.
This is good timing for him, though, because they're on that rotation. He spots nothing at A. Might be able to find something, and it challenges first gunfight. Knows a lot of players behind the desk. The timing. Zero was turned around, but Zero able to re-snap, win the one-on-one. That's exactly what you want if you're Clay. Catch 2 one-on-ones, almost gets the good timing on the flank.
And if he gets that, I mean, he had a concussion to work with too. Is maybe just a spot check for that final player. Like that was very winnable if he could just take that gunfight. Obviously not the ideal gunfight with an ICR in that position, but Zero still able to react, snap, take the gunfight. Shot of the full eUnited roster, which is, you know, over the past couple of years, they have gone through such, it's when you think about when they started to blow up and where they are now, just some massive changes across the roster.
See now what eUnited do, starting to switch it on up, take control of top hall. As you see number 7, that's Abizi, already in great position on FaZe's side of the map, and they've read this. This is a full stack from FaZe towards this A side.
Wow. Well, because of Abizi, the trades go the way of eUnited, but very well could have been a 3v3 as a 4-2 edge for eUnited as he chains together multiple. That's a third for Abizi as he keeps on cruising through the FaZe Clan lineup. Now it's just on Celium.
How is he alive?
He fed a team kill there. Yeah, I thought he was going to drop almost instantly, but he leads to a team kill, then will fall.
See, I think they didn't know either. He's like, where did he come from? He goes, I don't know.
Just marched across the bomb planter, but Abizi, yeah, he gets the play of the round, that's for sure. At this moment here, that one-on-one was really what turned the tide of that round.
Yeah, and this is what you want if you're solid. You want to be in this position. You want to be near this shed. You can do so much damage, force the enemy team, especially if you get the bomb down and come towards you, and you're always going to have that advantage.
We love that. They're having fun of the crowd. If we learned anything last year, the UK event was fun, unruly, and wild. I'm looking forward to that more over the course of the weekend. But eUnited is 2 rounds away now from taking a 2-0 edge in this series. Scraps another chance at the sniper. Difficult shot as they're jumping across. His teammate will fall in front of him, but his team can't connect on the frag.
Once again, just so much aggression out of eUnited, taking control of top halls. Zero is able to find one with that ICR. Zooming out, checking the water, able to find Arcades. So now a 2 versus 4, but the trade's there from Simp. He still has those streaks to work with as well. We'll see when he invests those, but bomb being planted for FaZe.
Now remember, Simp has these streaks. There you go.
Right now.
He's going to call it an instantly. His teammate drops at the same time, so it's going to lead to nothing. Celium wins both gunfights in the top hall, and if you're FaZe Clan, you get a round win, you get 1 streak burned out of eUnited, best case scenario.
Yeah, I think if you're Simp, you're just hoping aBeZy wins that first gunfight, right? At least force the 2 versus 2. You're getting the information from the lightning strike ping, and he should have been ready for it, and I think he was, but a great individual play out of Celium.
Yeah, I mean, Celium had about 77 HP, I think, for that second gunfight and catches him. Only survived it with 2 HP, but it's a nice one-on-one win. So FaZe starting to make things interesting. Simp still leading the way at 9-4. Scraps kind of your lead man right now at 7-6 on the FaZe side.
Yeah, here we go, both teams go towards this site for City. Trying to stay alive near that bomb, but FaZe is here now at 3 versus 2. RC is able to bring it back, but Simp's already gone, so RC's in such a tough spot, trying to stay alive, gives Simp time and does. Able to do so now in 1 versus 1, and he's able to clutch again.
Simp again making the plays, and that's the second time I think we've talked about Arcades playing his life. Remember, for the Clayster flank to come through, he stays up, has a presence just around long enough. He gets picked immediately, maybe they refocus for Simp, but the timing could not work out better, and then he wins the gunfight. But some of that's got to go to Arcades as well.
Yeah, just stay alive 1 or 2 more seconds. That's all it takes.
But Simp, man, he started strong, and he is continuing to just crush in this search and destroy. Now up to 12-4, and this is exactly what we saw from him in the Pro League. So if there were any question marks about whether he was going to be able to do this once he's up on the main stage, I know it's Friday, but so far, no concerns if you're an eUnited fan.
Well, FaZe, they're going to take top hall control this time. As eUnited, their response to hit that flank, you still have the Hellstorm on Simp, so they can always invest in that. But you can see all of FaZe inside right now. You know he still has that streak.
Let's see when he opts to go ahead and throw that in the mix. But FaZe is pushed all the way through. Spawns are basically flipped at this point. They're starting to work their way forward for an opening. The first blood, so crucial. They get some information towards B, and then they collapse. Asim able to take the gunfight. Simp just barely able to get away with his life. Fantastic movement. What a finesse. Just needed another bullet in the clip to get it done, but will get back to the hallway with his life.
Yep. Well, he forces Asim out of position. Now aBeZy comes up the stairs. There's the Hellstorm. They know where the last couple of players are, and it's all down to 0. And there we go. eUnited able to close out map number 2.
A convincing hardpoint win, followed up by an equally convincing search and destroy win. eUnited, Joe, they're looking good.
They're looking good. Again, this is a eUnited team. They play with so much emotion, right? It just felt like guys like Bristini, Clayster, when they had slow Fridays, that's what we saw at Fort Worth. It would just break down. It would break apart. They weren't able to bounce on back in that loser's bracket, or you know, you have a tough bracket. It's just the way it works. So for them to lose map 1 and to look this good in match number 2, it's a big deal.
And I think just based on their last event, like, you could say they have more to prove than any other team. They finished top 16 at Fort Worth. They want to show this new look roster has what it takes to be a championship contender. But first we have to finish off this best of 5. But before we get to control, we're headed to a quick break.
The Call of Duty World League is presented by PlayStation 4, the official platform of the CWL, Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the CWL, and Republic of Gamers, the official monitor of the CWL.
certainly retain that advantage. But now just 21 more points.
Welcome back to CWL London. Now, before we get back into FaZe versus eUnited, I'm Jess Brohard. I'm here in the Game Fuel open bracket area, where we just wanted to give you guys a quick look at how international and awesome this bracket truly is. We have teams represented from all over the world. We have teams coming in from the United States, from Germany. We have fan favorites like Rush Gaming from Japan and Mindfreak from Australia. Now, we will be dipping into the gameplay here in the Game Fuel open bracket on the Bravo stream periodically, so you can check out twitch.tv/Call of Duty Bravo if you want to see that open bracket gameplay. And of course, we'll be bringing you the updates all weekend long here on the main stream. But that's all I've got for now. I'm gonna hand you it back off to our casters, Clint and Joe.
Thank you so much, Jess. Appreciate you updating the open bracket. We'll be hopping in from time to time just to see how that's playing out, as we want to see who's going to be the next FaZe. They were able to take the last open tournament, and now, what surprise, you see a lot of these guys on Pro League teams. The organizations found their way in. It'll be exciting to see who's able to finish at the top.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is a big event because you only have one more roster move period before the end of the year for those Pro League teams. So this is a big tournament for them. Of course, you have Anaheim as well, but only a couple more chances to prove your worth.
All right, well, we'll focus now back to our current best of 5. FaZe going up against eUnited. So far, it's been all eUnited. Joe, I guess from you, what have you liked out of the United squad?
I mean, it's really tough to say anything besides Simp. I just feel like his presence on the map right now, everywhere he goes, he's finding multiple kills, and you love that if you're United. He's really starting to step up. But if he slows down, what tends to happen on the FaZe side, I think you need your guys like Scraps and Zuma to really step up.
Well, a question for you about Simp. I think in this game, there haven't been many Sogs that have stood out. From like a slaying standpoint, it's been mostly your Maddox players that have been, if you look at top 10 overall KD, it's been them. But one guy that seems like he's been able to sit at the top has been Simp. Is there something about his gameplay that's allowed him to do that?
I think Simp and Temp are really a couple that come to mind. Scump early on in the year, but I have to see more of it. I mean,
yeah, I guess that's true. We
have to see more of Simp and what he's able to do. It could just be his teammates setting him up. Really that for a while it was Abizi, right? But now we're just seeing maybe Abizi starting to bait for him more, slide on in first, maybe just Simp's that second guy.
The Sogs just baiting their Maddox players. Maybe well, if it's working, if you're winning,
exactly.
Who the hell cares if it gets it done? But it will be Gridlock Control coming up next. eUnited with a chance to close out FaZe in 3-0 fashion. And if that is the case, not the start you want if you're FaZe, because you get pushed to a game 5. You then maybe get smoked by eUnited. then you got to circle up and see what the hell's going wrong. Because Scraps, he was very confident when I talked to him on Hot Mic about their scrims. He said, we've been smoking people. Outside of like against 100 Thieves, maybe an Optic, we've really been playing very well. Are there question marks early for FaZe, or is this where they bounce back? It's got to happen here on the Control if they're going to extend this series, Joe.
Well, and I think we heard Chance talk about it like the first match of the day. 3-0s are not what you want when it comes to pool play. Those tiebreakers are tough. They are very difficult to deal with. You know, you lose a 3-0, that could be the end or the loser's bracket.
A lot of times, if you get 3-0'd in that three-way tie, you're the guy out.
And with how close these pools are, that's not what you want.
No, not at all. So they desperately, even if they don't win the series, can they get a map on the board? Right now, they're enjoying a massive advantage. They're already up 7 kills early in this one. But a bit of progression, at least towards that first tick for eUnited here inside of Showers. But Celium pushing forward, attempting to clear it out. Look, you got Zero just spawn killing with... I think he had a seam that was helping him out for a moment. If he drops, it's just going to be Zero really worked up towards that back block. Going to be funneling them all in, and he's just giving the comms, okay, there is no one towards B whatsoever. You guys just have to hold inside of Showers, but they're not able to do it as all 4 players drop. Eventually, you're going to lose this point more often than not. Now that's going to drop.
Yeah, I just look at this, the success of this round really did that first push. It seemed like FaZe knew that eUnited liked to go B right off the rip. They're able to find all those kills, and, well, then they put the pressure on eUnited. But, yeah, typically a couple of pushes, you'll get that a site. But now the thing is, with 15 lives, well, 14 now, you have 2 to 3 pushes towards B, and that's it.
And more often than not, if you're the defensive side of this, you do not come away with a life advantage after losing. Hey, like more often than not, you lose that first wave, it gets taken, then you're on your back foot immediately. But FaZe still have a chance to do this. But on the flip side of that, if you're eUnited, it really just takes one really clean break, and you can get a ton of progress towards this B site. But so far, Celium wants nothing to do with it. They're shutting down the lane, shutting down mid as well as Scraps continues to hold on. Yeah, when you go 3 to 4 down like that, it's a bad thing because you're losing lives, but the bigger problem is you've lost all map control as a team. Able to find 2 more kills, only 8 lives left. This is a very strong round for FaZe, especially being down 0-2 in the series. I think that's very telling, right? Like when you're pushing towards B, where are the gunfights happening? Are they happening right at the backside of Back Broken, or are they happening up towards Sushi? Because if they're happening towards the backside of Broken, I mean, that is going to be so hard for the offense, because then you need to win like 2 waves of kills to really get through, but now you don't even have a chance for those waves, because you've only got 2 lives left on the board. It's just going to be RCs and Pristini that have to attempt to clutch a 2-verse-14, which is not going to happen. As we'll go to Celium's POV here for maybe the final moments.
You just look at the stats, though, on the FaZe side. Everybody is just putting up solid numbers right now. You know, there's not really one guy trying to do it all. It was a very good team round from FaZe.
We'll take a look at the best play of our first round. And it's a seam doing it in and around Ice Cream as he's able to pick up multiple kills, and that's really plays like that help them get a foothold towards this broken side of the map. You kill 3, you get 3 down. Well, hell, he might be able to snap onto a 4th with the melee there. A brilliant moment from a seam, and a big part of why you got map control from FaZe kind of in the mid-round of that game.
See now what FaZe can do on offense, taking that 2-0 lead. Remember, control's really going to change when we talk about those specialists, because round 2 and the end of round 2 is where a lot of teams would invest a lot to either try go up 2-0 or to tie it 1-1 and guarantee they get specialists towards round 4 and round 5.
You can see a lot more 3-0s now, I think. Absolutely.
Yep.
100%. So eUnited has a lot more work cut out for them after that first round loss. They need to try and make up some of the ground they lost with regards to the specialists, and also worry about getting around on the board. They've got a bit of an advantage here early, despite it being a marginal one. Abizi will get cut down. FaZe working to even the odds. There, they're able to push through with Rustini, really the last one in the back, but those 2 kills, how crucial they are, because that slows down the offensive pressure from FaZe Clan, allows the reinforcements to now come in. That's a brilliant moment from Rustini as 2 players stack in front of his ICR.
Oh, and I was going to say, Clay at the top of the map had them pinched in, but Scraps won the one-on-one. And now you can see what happens. There's the change in the push. They're going to go towards that B side. If Clay gets that 1 kill, if he's able to take down Scraps, they are stuck inside of that back corner.
Yeah.
But instead it doesn't happen, and now you have some pressure for FaZe on the B.
We saw the exact opposite thing from Zero on the other side of it. He was just set up at that kind of back elbow and alley. They could not push towards it. He had it locked down. All the focus was towards A. By now, maybe a bit of an opening for FaZe to make a play, but they're still going to be down 6 lives. Still a lot of work to do as the kill feed still, majority of that is blue as eUnited continues to chop them down.
Yeah, but now it looks like FaZe, Yes, they're down 6 lives, but they are going to get this A. So the time will extend. They'll have a couple of pushes. Pristini's able to find another one on the scraps. Now, what do they do? But eUnited did a great job just getting that map control, and Clay once again in that position, but gets taken down.
Now, if you're FaZe, where is the opening? Only 10 lives remaining. You've probably got one good push out of this. Maybe. You've got no foothold on the map whatsoever because Abizi is picking you apart in the mid lane. Abizi's still up, and he can flank mid-map if he wants. He can likely catch that number 8. He's actually already gonna drop as soon as I start to call it. Abizi does hunt him down. 5 lives left for FaZe. And so far, just not a lot of offensive production really out of either side. I mean, yes, you've been able to get A, but we've seen really no threat towards B whatsoever.
Yeah, no, 2 very dominant defensive rounds. FaZe with 4 guys finally do get onto it. Finally get some map pressure, but you imagine eUnited just trade this on out. Simp gonna use that utility, use that cluster, able to find a kill. Pristini now it's just down to Scraps and Zuma. They do find kills, but the bar's just not close enough to give them the round.
Well, now the question just who's gonna be the first team to make an impact on offense, or maybe just produce any kind of threat really towards B. If they can get the more difficult of the 2 points early on, do we maybe see an early strike from one of these offensive squads? But yeah, not surprised. I mean, this is similar from what we saw from the best play, really, from Asim. I know a little bit deeper, but getting the map control, holding down that kind of mid lane. Same thing from Abizi as he gets 3 kills in a row. Make sure that FaZe Clan doesn't get another clean push to try and take the round.
We'll see now what adjustments teams start to make on offense, how they adjust to the defensive stands that we had. Now I was taking a look. It looks like specialists are going to start low non up now into this round number 3. So we'll see what teams invest. Celium, he's got that Tempest, Scraps, Zuma, TAC5, and War Machine. Pretty much the same thing on the side of eUnited.
And more than ever, you just can't afford to have a poor use of your specialist. You're not going to get many. But right into A, eUnited go. Clayster showing himself on the other side. He'll get dropped. They should have A immediately. FaZe are going to have to give this up. So a lot different than what we saw. I mean, it was, what, a 7 or so life advantage, I think, it transitioned from A to B last time. Well, yeah, basically both rounds.
Yeah, I mean, this is way more standard to what we see. And then the defensive team, yes, they just trapped them inside A. And now here comes the pushes towards the B side for eUnited. But you have to get that map control.
That was perfect from FaZe. Yep. Yeah, you trap them in. You don't drop a player. You get all 5 kills. Everything you could hope for. Good job by Scraps backing down from that fight to get back to full HP. Then the help gets set up with the ICR behind him, and Scraps, he continues to try and dance, but ultimately will end up dropping. 7 life advantage though for FaZe, as they've really played behind that transition.
I mean, the good thing is if they do, close this round out very clean, they don't have to invest in any specialists. eUnited, they haven't used any either. As Scraps is able to find 2, so still a 6 life advantage. Plus, you still have Zuma in this back alley, just trying to find anything you can, just trying to be annoying. You can see there's one player there. That's going to be Clayster. Here comes that 1 versus 1, and great job by Zuma to find that kill.
You have what, just a bit over a minute left on the clock, so eUnited certainly time to work with, and now they've got a foothold towards the back garden of FaZe Clan as they start to push forward. You can see, though, the thermal ICR of Celium, how he made that look like easy pickings. Another snap onto Pristini. He has the Tempest ready and available if they opt, but now a chance for a pinch. You've got 2 players on the side for eUnited, pushing the back. Now the spawn comes in for the front. They start to collapse. Clayster did his work to get 1 kill. Then Abizi comes soaring in. This might be a chance. But FaZe is now cleared out the back. They can shift all their focus to the front. War Machine going to have to be exhausted here to deal with this push.
Yeah, Scraps is going to use it. Not going to find anything, but weakens Abizi up. He was the only player inside of Sushi. Just 6 lives left for eUnited. 1 more push. I doubt they're going to invest in anything unless they get close to capturing this point. Asim, though, he's going to use the grab slam. So this is good for eUnited going into round 4. You have War Machine and the grab slam exhausted.
And if you are FaZe, you'll still have the Tempest available and Zero really close to that vision pulse. But yeah, this has all the makings of getting to a 5th and final round. Assuming eUnited can answer back. But nice use there of the grab slam. War Machine backs him up. But I think it was just a good job of FaZe dealing with that kind of split push. When they had that 2-2 push, That's where things could have fallen apart. That's where your comms have got to absolutely be on point. They were able to deal with it.
And that's where the pressure comes in to just win your individual one-on-one, right? To use that superior positioning on the defensive side. Because as soon as one of those guys go down, because of that split push, you typically spawn in that deep, like, back corner where it takes a couple extra seconds to get towards that B site. See what FaZe is doing here. Looks like they're trying to switch it up here. Now, if one player just go here, maybe draw a diversion.
And you did see that number 3, RC's did start to rotate, but will he get back in time? Did it buy them a second to get an opening? It looks like it may have done just that. It wasn't much. It might have been 10 feet before he turned around, but the fake may have sold it just enough to get them a bit of progression here. They're already towards the second tick. The fake and shake from FaZe Clan, enough to get some nice progression on B.
Yeah, they got 2 ticks. That's bait towards the end of the round. So now you can already see Zuma on A. Well, that's going to force eUnited in a tough position where it's desperation mode. You're going to have to invest in those specialists, so expect a lot to come out here from the side of eUnited. Abizi maybe in position, but he's going to get taken down by Celium with that Tempest. I thought he was going to use the grab slam there.
Yeah, he was thinking about it, but now when it's all said and done, you only need one more tick of progression towards B. This has been a stellar opening, a match that was really defined by its defensive holes, at least through the early going. Now some brilliant offense from FaZe Clan could shut it down. eUnited desperately have to hold on, and they've got to hold on for 2 minutes. The good thing is they do have the specialist advantage, but they might have to use everything if they're going to get to a 5th round.
Celium not able to connect with the hip fire. But still having a great game at 21-13 with the help of Zuma. You know those two are so excited to be back in the Pro League, playing against these pro teams. Coming up a little bit short at the Pro League qualifier.
So now what do you have to exhaust if you're eUnited to hold? What can you hold on to if you get this to a 5th round? Because even though FaZe had such a brilliant opening, now you're basically even in lives and eUnited are set up. The good thing for FaZe, though, is eUnited's not pushed all the way up to your broken building, right? Like, you have that first step done. You have a bit of map control, but now you have to get through this big wave at Sushi.
And the big thing is, too, is Zero actually used the Vision Pulse. Not sure what he did, but Asim, Celium able to find a couple openers. RC's trying to stay alive. He's going to get taken down. And, well, Brasini has the Tempest, but he's inside of boxes, not able to do so. Just one player left. That's going to be Clayster, who goes down to BZ, able to find 2. Just trying to hang on, just 1 more inch, and he's able to stay up, now has the help of Simp.
Oh my God! Look how close it is, Joe! A millimeter to go, but they've got to keep funneling in. FaZe just have to be there for a second, and they're able to do it. FaZe Clan stay alive in the series.
A great offensive round, and again, for eUnited, it was just, you weren't aggressive with the specialist. It was almost like they were waiting for FaZe to just sort of fly on into them, then use the grab slam, the war machine. Well, maybe if they can get out in the middle of the street, use that grab slam, that's where it comes into play, where you have the map control. But the fact that they just waited, then it's desperation mode where Pristini has to use the
Well,
Tempest.
you waited, and then I don't know what the 2 players were, but the 2 players they got picked for eUnited to lead to the opening. You have the defense. You have all of the map control in that position. Like, you just can't have 2 people get picked at the same instant like that. Like, as soon as that happens, go. FaZe is just in your throat, flying at you. And that's just tough to hold. I mean, they almost did it. They almost did it, but you needed 1 more miracle, I think.
And you think that's just sort of a fundamental mistake, because usually what happens, you have an ICR either on the car or on the truck. You know, you have the grab slam, you just wait inside Sushi. As soon as you see 1 player start to fly on through, you should just poke out and pop it. It doesn't happen in FaZe. Yeah, they just use all that momentum really off the start of the round because they got those 2 ticks that allows them to close out the game.
And now you think this really gives a breath of life to FaZe in this series, because we've talked about all the talent on the team, all the passion that you have with those particular type of guys. And the same can be said for United, but now you get a bit of a foothold here. You get a map victory in a crazy fashion there at the tail end of it. You feel like it gives FaZe a chance in this hard point. Like, you don't expect them to get blown out maybe like map 1.
Yeah, exactly. And you heard the crowd start to get a little bit more excited. Yes, on the FaZe. You got Zero, you got Scraps, a couple of hometown favorites. If those guys start to get alive, start to have a great game, then yeah, I think it's going to get crazy.
Yeah, I don't think you had a lot of moments in map 1 and map 2 for the crowd really to get into for the UK guys, at least on the side of FaZe. So now maybe a bit of life, and we'll see if they can keep it going into the hard point, as they really need to rebound after getting smoked, at least in that opening map 1. But what an opening that was, just really to that that fourth round, man, like FaZe, that little bit of a fake they throw, and it's wild because I thought when the first guy got picked towards showers, like it happened so fast, I worried that it wasn't going to be enough of a sell, but I looked right at the minimap, and like RCDs had just moved, it was probably like 10 to 20 feet, but that was enough for them to get across. You don't have another ICR there looking over, and they're able to get up to the 18.
Well, I think Clay too. I think Clay got caught sprinting. Because I think he started sprinting past Sushi, was going to go on that flank, and then he sees the grapple and is like, well, they're here. And when you're not set up with an ICR,
think of the difference. You're just kind of holding an angle like this versus sprinting in. Like it's a way different type of gunfight, especially with a weapon like the ICR. So
that was good form there. I like that stance. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. I'm just getting excited, man. COD gets me feeling freaky. It's gonna be a fun weekend, Joe.
It absolutely is. You can see Zero after that Game 3 win start to get up, get some momentum on his side, and get these boys ready for map number 4.
Oh, well, we're back. I was parched and drinking water,
right.
but here we go. But no, I'm really excited for this map 4. I'm hoping we can get this to a 5th and final map. Because I know we had a bit of a delay earlier, but I think things are starting to absolutely ramp up. It's going to be Seaside Hardpoint. I think, well, eUnited's got some memorable matches there for sure over the course of the year. It probably holds our top 5 comebacks over the course of the year there as well. It can be wild, it can be wacky. We'll see what that's in store for eUnited and FaZe. And then if we need a 5th map, it'll be Arsenal Search and Destroy to close things out. And then we still have, what, 3 best of 5s throughout the day remaining here.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at, based on the maps and the way they were chosen, it looks like eUnited's map pick was Gridlock, because I remember in the first series, FaZe ended up beating EG on Seaside, so we get to their map pick, and then map 5, I think if you're eUnited, you probably pick Arsenal. Why? Because we've seen what Sim Sniper can do on that map. The guy could take it over himself.
So if it's true and we are on FaZe's hardpoint, can they push us to that map 5? They need a hot start. They started out real slow in the game 1. And then kind of got buried over the course of the mid-game when eUnited pushed it out to a 100-point advantage. They need to avoid those massive deficits, keep it close, or maybe just a hot start to put eUnited down early and fighting from behind.
Yeah, but when you talk Seaside, you talk speed, and when you talk speed, you talk about your SOGs, right?
Yeah,
the SOG duo
true.
of eUnited. And Abizi and Sim, this is where they have the opportunity to take over. And for a guy like Zuma, this is a map, this is an opportunity to say, hey, I'm back, I'm ready to take over.
Yeah, it's not an easy test for him to get things going, that's for sure. But the grapple in, the swarm on through, as we'll focus to the first hard point. Sim some shots in, then he slides out and challenges anyone there for the trade. Doesn't seem to be the case. It's an early push from FaZe Clan. They get the advantage. One player really remaining there in RCDs, and he is able to get 2, which actually really helps set up that second wave from eUnited.
Yeah, Celium went on a bit of a pinch there. So basically what happens is you see the spawns did flip. And that's, I mean, pretty good for eUnited. You can set up number 2 inside that courtyard. They're still contesting with 20 seconds left as RCDs once again finds 2. Asim trying to stay alive. Can he find the second he can? But Clayster is there. And now inside of barrels, Abizi was trying to get into a position to rotate on early, but Scrap says hello. But we'll see if eUnited can hold on. As FaZe flies on through Sim. Takes down Asim.
Sim, nice gunfight, wins in the trade. Ultimately comes in, back-to-back kills now for Celium as he'll continue to try and hold with Asim inside the hard point. They got Zero watching the back as well. The streak continues to Celium as he's pushed out to 5 and 2. It's 3 in a row for him. But his reinforcements just trying to get in through barrels. He's by himself for a moment. The help is here. I don't know if he needs it as a bit of a 180 comes in as he snaps. Now 155 off streaks. Getting very, very close. The gunny up, and he continues to rip through eUnited.
He's got to back up. You got to play these streaks on a map like Seaside. Just stay alive. Wait for your teammate. There we go. Able to get the trade. At least finds the lightning. And well, you see the KN. You know, we were talking to some players, and really that's going to be the ICR on those smaller maps. Frequency, Seaside, you'll see the KN come into play.
Well, nice thing for FaZe. I know you're down a little bit, but you've got the rotation to next. You've got control of Statue, and even if you get broke, you have a good chance to break in behind Celium's lightning strike. With this first wave, a big one. I mean, if you're eUnited, if you can force the lightning out of them, just get through, get that streak out of its hands. How many times have we seen this map decided by one really good streak?
And well, they might have to use it as Abizi somehow gets to the back, finds 3 in a row. He knows there's more. Celium still alive, is going to get taken down. Now we'll see with 40 seconds left, is Celium gonna invest this streak. He's gonna spawn near that first hill. It looks like he's not moving, so
that's
here
perfect
comes the lightning.
That's perfect for eUnited. You force the streak out of him. You get some time on the clock as well. Yes, it looks like FaZe will be able to break back through as Abeezy's the last man up, but I think for eUnited, you end up about splitting this. Yeah, it's a win, even if you get a little extra time towards FaZe Clan. The fact that you didn't have early control and you got the streak out of him is great stuff from eUnited.
Now we're gonna rotate on over to Barrels. Seam and Scraps, they actually spawned out near that first hard point. They went on a big pinch. They're trying to trap eUnited inside Barrels. Scraps able to find 1-0. Is gonna say hello to the cluster out of Simp. A big couple of kills. And we talk about that. Those battery players, some of the best in the world, Gunless, Temp, they are so good with that cluster grenade.
They absolutely are. Absolutely are. We'll see if any more highlight plays out of those clusters over the course of this map. But the KN Varsity is working wonders right now. Everybody on eUnited getting involved as they look to lock down Barrels with the concussions come flying in. We'll watch RCs with this KN. You can see how deadly it can be. We're really up close or at range. Is now he has a chance to earn some streaks. Very close, but it's a scene that pushes through a pair for his SOG.
Yeah, big break out of FaZe. This will tie things up if eUnited doesn't take another crack at this. Looks like a couple of players are going to push on through. That's going to be Pristini. Him and Simp send one more life. Celium starting to rotate, but he's going to see 3 eUnited players. Just backs on down, waits for his teammates. Does a great job because Scraps 0 able to find 3 kills on this rotation. A good job by FaZe.
Well, now we'll get into our second set of rotations. Back to the first. Any big tell, any big that stands out for you from the first set?
You have about a 30-second difference, and I think that comes down to the 30 seconds at Fountain, where eUnited were able to just get on in. You force FaZe to use their one lightning strike, and yeah, I think that's the difference.
Oh, you mentioned the streak. Scraps now with a chance to get one, but there is going to be a trophy set up in the backside of that arch. So he can't yet connect. Okay, that looked like you blatantly tried to shoot a seam in the back of the shoulder blades, as it's just a team kill, and well, at least he hits those shots so he gets the streaks. That could have been a big blunder if he gets the team kill and comes up empty on the streak side of things.
And I find it interesting because when most battery players are going to invest into that war machine, they have engineer on. So first of all, he pops it right away, probably to get the streaks right, wasn't prepared to use it. But you don't see that trophy, so he has to reposition. There's basically only one other door to spam and ends up hitting his teammate.
As he stares at him for 3 seconds and then loads him up with a grenade. But what was a 30-point advantage, now a lot closer. 4 points the difference as eUnited still has control, but it could change here as the streak does come in. He gets Ace him again. Scraps has got his number over the course of the second set of these hard points on C side. But it's a lead change now as FaZe Clan go in front, and Scraps still has a Hellstorm to work with.
And we'll see if FaZe can hold from this side. If they can continue to spawn eUnited on the right side of the map like they're doing right now, if they can hold on off for about 10 more seconds, this is exactly what they want. This is perfect from FaZe so far. You have a Seam who's just roaming middle of the map. You can see number 7, you pointed out, that Zuma. He's just watching down low near that cafe, just making sure the long rotation doesn't come in from eUnited. Plus, you still have the Hellstorm. A great play, and well, that's why they invested the Lightning.
And Zuma got that favorable spawn on me, basically frontside checker, so he was able to rotate so quickly. But now Scraps, the Hellstorm in just to maybe keep them at bay. Not going to use that for a retake, just wants to make sure they have the position in rotation.
Yeah,
but Zuma's going to get flooded. He's the lone man watching those back steps towards roofs, and he dropped, so now 2 players will get in the back for eUnited. This could be another hard point, another fountain where FaZe are set up early, and eUnited almost instantaneously, when it pops, are applying pressure.
Yeah, the big thing is, though, is Zero and Celium are also on streaks. They're on 10 in a row, so yeah, the reason I didn't like the Hellstorm because I think there's other opportunities to where, you know, you can retake the site.
Yeah, but then you get 4 more streaks right after.
I think it's more for information so we can call out those players. They can then get those streaks. And well, when it was eUnited with a 30-point lead, they've gotten 8 seconds since that time.
And the big thing there, yeah, you get the first win if you're eUnited, the first layer through, but the back line of FaZe Clan holds so strong. And now a chance for more streaks if Asim can go big as he starts to push in towards Barrels. Needs to win a gunfight. I take back what I said, doesn't need a gunfight when he got a grab slam as he pounds on through. And now 6 streaks on the board for FaZe as they're on the brink of pushing this to a 5th and final map.
And while you talked to me really about early on in the series what the big standout was, it was Simp. And Simp is having a great game, or a solid game, but he's not taking over, right? Like Simp was single-handedly taking over maps 1 and 2. Now he's starting to slow down. You're having a slow game from his duo and Abizi. Or on the other side, it's Zero, it's Scraps who have really stepped up.
And I think right now you're seeing why we talk about the talent available in this FaZe Clan team.
Yep.
Scraps has streaks, Zeem has streaks, Zelium, Zero. It's streaks really across the board. I think Zuma's the only player that hasn't joined the party in that department. But they don't need many more points to close this out. Another streak comes in as Asim able to connect on 2, making it 3 as he finds another kill. eUnited exhausting whatever options they have to try and get in, but that should be it. FaZe do it. Let's get to a map 5.
Are we in a map 5?
Yeah.
Are you in a map 5, baby? We never get these.
Oh, we love it. We love it, FaZe. They take back-to-back maps. The 3-1 of the control, and now they take over the Seaside Hardpoint. All of that talent on full display for FaZe.
And you just talk about that moment. It was 110 to 80, where United were in control after that first rotation.
Whoa.
And then after that, it was over. You get this streaks on Scraps, allows them to rotate the way they want for Courtyard and Fountain.
Honestly, the hard point from a score standpoint went pretty similar. Like, it was pretty close, right? On the other end of things in map 1, then United blew it out to a 100-point lead. But wow, they split the hard points, and that'll get us ready for a map 5. FaZe coming alive. FaZe United map 5 up next after this quick break.
The Call of Duty World League is presented by PlayStation 4, the official platform of the CWL, Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix-amp of the CWL, and Republic of Gamers, the official monitor of the CWL.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We got some bin and chance magic, buddy. We got a map 5. It's the crown They're getting excited as some of the UK boys on FaZe Clan have started to make their presence known. FaZe down 0-2, they rip off back-to-back maps, and now FaZe a chance to, well, win their both series in Game 5 fashion.
Yeah, and I mean, what better experience do you want for a newly formed roster than, yes, going to Game 5, it's tough, right? It's stressful, but I mean, the way to just bring this team together, that's exactly it. All the experience you can want, play the most games that you need.
Well, here's a reminder of how this best of 5 is gone. eUnited, they strike first. Back to back, they take the gridlock and then the Hacienda. But then FaZe come alive, and they've made it a series. It's Arsenal Search and Destroy as the final map, and you felt that has got to be eUnited's pick, just with some of the plays we've seen from them there, with the how prolific a sniper Simp can be on that particular map. Are they your pick based solely on that?
Based on the sniping? I mean, what we've
well,
seen
I
on
guess
Arsenal,
based solely on knowing it's their pick.
I mean, we saw Hacienda, which was probably FaZe's pick, go the way of eUnited. So, to me, yes, I think Arsenal is dominated by snipers. So when you look on the side of FaZe, can Scraps be able to match that of Simp? We saw it in, what, 1 or 2 rounds on Hacienda, but not much production from him.
Well, here we go. Got to think the crowd going to be behind FaZe Clan a bit here, with Zero and Scraps on the roster. But Clay's probably not used to that too much. He's used to home crowds being behind his squad. But hopefully we'll get an exhilarating final search and destroy. And this is big. I mean, especially if you're eUnited too. I mean, think about this. You lose your first series now. Now you may go up 2-0 and lose a second. Like eUnited, you're not top 2 in your pool. You're not even thinking about it.
Yeah, the pressure is on eUnited, absolutely. Yeah, you're hoping for some crazy tiebreaker where 3 teams are 1 and 2.
Or you get a win.
Yeah, or you win in a map 5, and you'll take that all day. We'll see Abizi right off the gate on defense, being very aggressive. Might catch a timing. Can Scraps see it? He does! He's able to find that first blood.
Either his teammates spotted it or he was
little
blessed by Fog of War.
Yeah, little Fog of War help. We'll take it.
One of the two, that's for sure.
But now you have a position where Celium's starting to go on the flank through FaZe. He's starting to work. The bomb is planted. He's going to catch Arsenes, or is he? Is Pristini helping out his brother, now at 3 versus 4. But bomb planted.
Another situation where Arsenal is playing his life, leads to a kill for eUnited. They've got the advantage, tries to go over the top, can't find the pick. 2 players now left for FaZe Clan. Zuma gonna be the lone man to try and do it all. He'll get his head picked, and eUnited will get the W despite the fact that the first blood went the way of FaZe Clan.
It just comes down to that Celium play to me. Do you have to be there? Do you have to challenge through the lobby? If you just sit in lobby in a corner, does the round go your way a little bit differently with timing? It just comes down to that. Like, if Arsenes goes down, the round's probably done. You have a 4 versus 3 for FaZe. The bomb planter probably got taken down for FaZe, but you expect that when you plant at that site. Usually the nades are there from the defensive team, or the FMJs there from that ICR. So the fact that Celium goes on that late flank, doesn't find anything, that's the round difference for eUnited.
Another shot of the eUnited squad as they'll talk through things after a big round victory, but they still got to put 5 more on the board to take this final map. Scraps POV, sniper in hand. Does Simp have it on the other end of things? He sure does.
That was a silly question.
Yeah. Just making sure. Just making sure. I love sniper battles. They're my favorite thing. Abizi this time. He does get the first blood. Advantage to eUnited. As we know the type of aggression he's going to be playing with. And Simp's just going to back it up behind that first pick as they opt to rotate towards the B site.
And this is a good call. You can already see Celium. He's starting to overload towards this A side. But now they know something's up towards B. See him trying to stay down, but he gets taken down by Pristini. And once again, you have time to rotate if you need to, if you're eUnited. 45 seconds left. 3 versus 3 now, and bomb is being played. Sorry, 3 versus 2.
Scraps had a couple of chances there to hit a shot. He had 3 opportunities to hit a shot, wasn't able to do it. And now it's Celium all alone, and Simp with the flick puts one right between his eyes.
And that's a big couple of individual fights for Pristini. The one on the bomb site, and then he's trapped inside the site the entire time while that bomb's being planted. So the fact that he gets up, able to win one more, and find his second kill of the round. That's huge for eUnited.
So far, so good for eUnited, but FaZe, no stranger to playing from behind over the course of this series, just doing it once again. Sniper once again for Simp. Looks to be a mid-map push from FaZe Clan. Clayster will be the low man to deal with this. Can he get away with his life? He's going to get a lot of information here. He can back down. Doesn't get caught.
Yep, now you can see the adjustment. Simp now is just going to look towards this lobby, and well, that's 30 seconds wasted off the clock for FaZe, where they don't get a lot of information. They're going to head towards his B site once again. BZ played his life so well earlier. Zuma's going to find one, but Asim able to find the second, so 5 versus 3 now. But Bomb, that's the scary part of it. Now Bomb's just down. You have to run into Simp Sniper.
Yeah, well, what looked like a very easy round for FaZe with a 5v3 advantage now gets a whole hell of a lot more interesting.
And I'm actually surprised that nobody's looking over it. Like, nobody from FaZe is looking over that player, so he gets the bomb down. But they rotate out. They're going through lobby. Zuma gets the bomb. Clayster can't find the kill, but Simp can with the pistol.
2 versus 3 now for eUnited. Simp and Clayster have to try and clutch. FaZe able to get the bomb down. Simp has a cluster to work with. Found a Maddox to use as well. This cluster, does it connect? Can he find anything? Does it? And he drops. Clay finds forward. Oh, so the cluster does get a kill at the tail end of that, but not before it's over.
Yeah, they could have got a kill, but I think Zero was in a really sneaky position up top that elevator where he was just waiting for the eUnited guys to start to push on up. So you're going to see Zuma get this bomb down. Even just the way he planted it, you can tell was really just playing around round 0. But a big round win for FaZe.
Yeah, it's huge,
them
huge.
alive.
Yeah. If you're looking at it, they lose that, a 3-0 for eUnited. Things spiraling out of control, and with the change to specialists, it gets even scarier. But they're able to get around to the board. And it really starts behind those opening 2 kills to give them a 5v3, and when it's all said and done, they play behind that. Scraps will be set up towards A. Sniper out. He has not been able to connect on his shot so far on this map 5. Here's another chance for him, and they're giving him an opportunity.
It's a movement, though, from eUnited. Like, even that first pillar, the way they jump over it, and then they're just sliding, they're just hammering back and forth. But that's going to set up Zuma, Celium, Zero. They're all here from FaZe as the full rotation. All that information that Scraps gained allows them to set on up, but now it's a 1 versus 2. Simp able to find Celium. A lot of time to work with, and you know these guys do not want to peek him.
Not with the way he's shooting. He still has some time, too, so he can take a different route if he'd opt to. There's 40 seconds remaining on this. Love to be able to find a secondary gun outside of the sniper, but it's going to have to be Stripe Paladin to get it done. He gets spotted. Now you're in trouble, because now there's 30 seconds remaining. They've gotten your position. You weren't able to get a kill through this reposition. You've run out of options. You just got to go.
Yeah, we'll see how Zero, you can see the way they're just repositioning on those pillars. Just playing together. 15 seconds left now. Pretty soon, one player can probably just run away. Yeah, you're going to see a scene just dip. Zero is going to stay.
Yep, and I think that basically not going to matter, unfortunately, for him. Not enough time to.
That's why one player runs away.
Ooh, all right, okay, all right. Did not expect that. But that is exactly why one player runs away. But I think that round, for the most part, like he just he takes the time to go in through vent.
Yep.
He had to get an angle there to hit a snipe. Once he didn't, it was basically over. But Simp does gun run with a Strife and puts an added clip into their corpse.
He was just making sure. You never know.
Yeah. But they're going to get back up.
Know.
What is this, Game of Thrones?
Yeah, it is.
Light them on fire.
That doesn't even work.
2-2 now. Simp looking for the angle. Did they give him a chance? He goes for it. There it is. Hits one. They come 5-4. He has been stunned. The reinforcements start to get in. You have Pristini at the back steps, and Simp just gets out of there.
I like that from Simp. He's just trying to reposition. You
He's
find
on
the
3
first
in a
blood.
row. Yeah.
And Pristini does get taken down, but Clay able to find 2. His FaZe just tries to flood through the lobby. Tried to stay away from that sniper, able to do so, but you run into the trap that eUnited has set up.
Nice answer back from eUnited. Yep. Yeah, you get 2 in a row for United FaZe. start to take over. 2 in a row for FaZe. Now eUnited answer back, and Simp, I believe, got a kill with the strike at the tail end of that, so I think he's on 4 in a row. So still a ways to go towards streaks, but he's slowly getting closer and closer. Clay, though, a big part of that. Nice shots from the ICR into lobby to cut down 2. And we'll see if we can hop to Simp's POV. We're already on it. All right, great job, Paradox. Love you, buddy. 400 off. So yeah, still a ways to go, but he's found 4 in a row at 8 and 2. He's had some good search and destroys over the course of this series. What was he, 12 and 4 in the map too? God! Asim, we'll see you around 7. As he takes a 50 cal bullet to the chest. He will be no more.
Simp was the only one over there. Like, eUnited were setting this up. There's the rotation from FaZe. He had seen Zuma just trying to go back and forth in between that lobby, but that opens things up where Scraps is now in a tough position backstairs. And he's got to be careful here. He doesn't have a lot of help from his teammates. Able to find a BZ. That's a huge kill. Makes it a 4 versus 4, but Simp again able to find Scraps.
Now the streak up to 6. 150 off streaks, and what is that shot? 0, gunned. Simp 50 off of streaks now as he continues to hunt with the strife. A Maddox in his back pocket and can't take the gunfight. Maybe a bit of a heat check with how he's been playing, but it's a 2v1. Bomb is planted. Zuma stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, big round from Simp, but I still think, I don't know. It's one of those things where maybe him getting those streaks down the road.
Oh, well, in a perfect world, you would love for him to back down, play for the streaks. But it's like you're in an NBA game. You've hit 4 threes in a row. You're taking the 5th from 10 feet off the line.
Yeah, but the 5th one he airballed.
Yeah. So. He's feeling confident. Wow, is he hitting some shots. This one with the flinch onto 0. Are you kidding me? What is that? Bit of witchcraft. Unbelievable. Now 4-2 for eUnited. As he's 11 and 3. The Simp show continues in map 5.
See what FaZe can do now. They're going back to this middle hit. Remember last time it was just placed our inside lobby. He's going to get that information once again. Backs on down. How do FaZe move from here? And again, this is what we know from new rosters. If they're going to struggle, it's going to be in that search and destroy. It's going to take some time. That's why I was saying, you know, the more game 5s, the better for FaZe down the road.
Yeah, especially, well, I mean, you think about earlier in the series, we were just talking about FaZe needing to get a map, right?
Yep.
Like, think of where we've come from there. They've done more than that. Nice first blood from Zuma, and that's a difficult gunfight to try and take to the back steps in Pristini. Now the crossfire does come in. Pristini and Clayster doing an excellent job. When it's all said and done, Celium's the last man up. Pristini punches him in the face. And now eUnited 1 round away from surviving this series. And what a big win this is for United, considering you take the opening L to kick off your tournament in London.
And for FaZe, I mean, you've beaten EG, but, you know, eUnited got taken down by that new NV roster. So still a very tough match ahead tonight for FaZe.
Yeah, if eUnited win this, who the hell knows how this pool turns out, right? All right, one more round. Clayster now has worked his way towards streaks. As big a game as Simp has had. I mean, looking back to Clay getting that two kills inside a lobby, He's really played behind that in the crossfire in the last round with Pristini. He uses the TAC 5, gets the lightning strike, and they close it out here with the added health. Varsity's first blood. Abizi follows it up. Simp now involved in the action. There's 2. It's suddenly a 2-on-2 though. A 1-on-1. Celium versus Simp. Simp has the extra health. He was shooting bodies earlier. Can he finish it here? Yes, he can. What a performance from Simp and eUnited as they clutch up and close out the map 5.
A great match win for eUnited. You know, you win those search and destroys, and even that game 1, they looked so solid in that first hard point. But teams are going to start to evolve. I mean, if I'm paying attention to eUnited at all, if I have my eyes on them, it's, you know, you look at those vetoes. Are you going to play them on Arsenal, search and destroy, gridlock, hard point? Yeah, you obviously have to play into your own maps, but I mean, do you want Simp with that sniper? It's just going to be so tough to deal with.
And that is a huge win for United, considering the first series loss. But I think you could take a small victory maybe for FaZe for a couple of things. Like you said, map 5s, helping a new team kind of learn their strengths and weaknesses. And then the other thing that I think really stands out is like there was a point in the series where we were literally talking about the fact that if they get 3-0'd, what a bad spot that puts them in tiebreakers. The fact they're able to pull off 2 maps, even though they didn't get the win, could be big if this goes to a 3-way tie. Yeah,
it absolutely could. And then, again, they have to play Envy later on, who Envy looked so good. They're probably playing their second match right now against CG. We'll have to get a quick update on that. But who knows the way this pool finishes towards the latter half of the night, because we still have a lot of matches left.
Yeah, I mean, just with that eUnited victory, like I just have no clue how this goes. I mean, everything's basically all square as they continue to fight through this particular pool. But I think we thought this was going to be madness, like you said, pool A, B, C. Well, even D, like D, even though maybe it lacks some of the superstars you see in the other pools, I don't think it was necessarily easy to call.
I think if Midnight had Saints, it would be a much tougher pool. Like I'm looking at like Heretics and maybe UYU as the 2 teams, but Heretics for sure should get out.
All right, well, we're starting to get deeper into this day 1 at least. We still have a ton of action to come. Well, we're really just halfway through the action for our first day at CWL London. And I just, I don't know, what are your, so we're 3 series in. Do you have like who's looked the strongest to you for the matches you've been able to watch?
I mean, 100 Thieves, you know, able to take down Reciprocity. You know, they're going to have another tough match. Reciprocity is, I believe they play Optic next on main stage. So, again, that pool A just so tough.
It absolutely is. But I do want to take a look at the scuff play of the match, one of the shining moments from this particular series. And it's going to be a Beezy in that control. Ultimately, they end up dropping it, but he had a brilliant 3 kills through the mid-map to really make sure they took this round. And I think you could have picked a lot of plays. I mean, Asim had that 4-piece. That was a massive one. You had all the snipes that were hitting the search and destroy. You had a couple clutch moments from Simp. I mean, there were a bunch of moments, but got too hard to pick.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I feel like anything from Simp you could have put on a highlight reel. I mean, the guy lit it up throughout this match.
Let's talk about that. I'm curious from you. You know, you competed for a decade, basically. You've seen a lot of players probably come up online or maybe perform in a league match and then not necessarily see that same player once you get to the major land like we have in London. What were you expecting from Simp, out of curiosity?
I mean, dominance in search and destroy. I mean, that's what sort of you expect.
So you didn't expect him to maybe slow down at all? Like, you didn't think this was going to phase him getting to a major?
I mean, it's obviously so tough. Like, I didn't really know the guy before the Pro League. So, yeah, I mean, you just sort of hear about what he does. You know, he was so dominant online. And, I mean, we always talk about it. You very rarely see that player sort of drop off. But I think it's, you know, you join such a veteran team in eUnited. You have Clayster, you have Pristini. There's so many players that'll help set him up. So I think he went into the perfect team. It's a perfect fit for him and his confidence.
All right, well, that'll do it for Joe and I. We got a game 5, buddy. That was a lot of fun just to kick things off. But we do have Jess with our PlayStation instant reaction. We'll get it over to her.
Thank you, Clint. So for that match, a lot of us were expecting an eUnited 3-0. What went wrong during the control?
We're just sloppy all around right now. I think that us as a team, we're playing very, very poorly. And, you know, yeah, we won, but like you said, it should have kind of been a 3-0. But, you know, no excuses. We just got to clean up all these mistakes because if we keep playing how we're playing, we're not going to win.
So what's the game plan for cleaning up some of these mistakes?
You know, just practice a lot. Like, get back in the warm-up area and just make sure we get some scrims going and all the little things. I mean, we did have a few days where we didn't play leading up to this, so, you know, it's just getting those jitters out, getting everything smoothed over, and hopefully we'll be all right.
So overall, what are you expecting for the remainder of CWL London?
Well, our pool right now is crazy. I think everything's tied, including map counts, so the pool's going to be nuts how it ends, and then hopefully we make it through winners, and then hopefully we win the tournament.
All right, well, thank you so much. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. Back on over to Katie at the desk.
Thank you very much, Justin. We saw it, EU bouncing back now 1-1 overall, of course, taking that win from FaZe, but FaZe putting up a really, really good fight, Steady.
Oh, definitely. You know, we saw once they went down 0-2, I was expecting them to at least pull out the S&D, but going down 0-2, and the way that they won that control, I thought it was basically back and forth. And Celia made a couple key plays, and so did Scraps, able to close that out. And then going into the 4th map, it was just a trio performance between Scraps, Trey Zero, and Celium. They all were basically positive 12, just absolutely slaying them. I'm pretty sure the score was 80-70 at a point, and the end game was 250-119. It was an absolutely dominant performance out of them. They have to be feeling good, even though they lost that game 5, just knowing that you can actually stand or be down 0-2 and able to bring it back over to game 5.
Also in a pool play scenario, it's good that they did bring back those maps, especially with how close that pool is. If they didn't bring back those maps, they'd be almost guaranteed losers even if they won the next match, that's just how pool play works. They win that, they win those 2 maps, even though they lose a series, they're still in a position to make it out of pools. They just have to come out and win that next match.
And Simp, too, Nameless. I think we saw some amazing snipes from him a few times. We were like, we were all sitting in agreement, like, what?
Yeah, every time he plays Arsenal Search and Destroy, he just puts on a clinic with that sniper. He's just getting crazy kills. The one behind the statue on A Street was insane. Like, who hits those shots? Him and Dashy. That's it. Only 2 players in the game that hit those crazy snipes. And closing out that game 5, I think eUnited feel great about it, but definitely thought that they could close out a little bit earlier. You saw Clay talking about the organization issues. Everything feels like it's kind of in chaos at the moment. And that's kind of what we alluded to earlier in the previous segment, how eUnited can be a top 3 team if they just get, their teamwork and their organization a little bit more on point.
Well, and I think everyone has been wondering, where in the world is our next event for Black Ops 4 going to be? We are very excited to tell you right now.
The time is now. Let's get it. Are you ready?
And there we have it, swinging over to Miami. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Pina coladas on the beach.
I'm going to get so much more.
The moment I found out, I was like, yes, pina coladas, sandals, beach, sun.
I'm going there a couple days early. So.
Yeah, 100%.
Whatever,
Of course,
if
of
I'm
course.
scheduled for that trading shots, I will be in Miami.
No, I can't. Again, same with London. I've never been to Miami. I've been down to Florida, but Naples, which is not nearly as fun as Miami. So I can't wait to experience it for the first time. And I know,
It's going to be amazing. And we saw right there on that splash page where it said 16 champ spots will be decided there. So we're going to have 2 live tournaments. It's going to be an incredible environment. I'm so excited for that event.
And we hope, again, we all want you to see there. Again, the next event, we will be going to Miami. You will not want to miss it. But we've got a lot more coming up as we move through Friday here at CWL London. And we're going to talk a little bit about Optic and reciprocity, but that will be in just a little bit.